All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fourth episode of the Ceegay Show. I'm here today, joined by my co-host, Lord Farquaad II. Say hi, Lord Farquaad II.
Hi, Lord Farquaad II.
Where's my echo?
Hi, Lord Farquaad II.
That was truly atrocious as usual. Thank you, Lord Farquaad II.
You're welcome.
So, as many of you know, on my last story post, I asked all of you for questions to be on the Ceegay Show. Please don't hit the camera. And we actually got a surprising amount of submissions, so we're going to be going through. The first one we're going to be covering is from Lexi. She asked the question, how many hot dogs can fit on the sun? Considering the... Okay, so we're going to go temperature first, because I think that's the most important part. So the surface temperature of the sun is 4,800 degrees Kelvin. And for those of you who don't know, 0 in Kelvin is absolute zero. And absolute zero is when atoms start moving. So 4,800 degrees Kelvin is insanely hot. You couldn't even come close to the sun without burning up. So we're already going to have to dump billions, if not trillions, of hot dogs into the sun when they're being burnt up and not even their ashes survive. But we are going to be adding those to the overall structure of the sun. So you keep adding those trillions and trillions up, and eventually you're going to get to somewhere in the Googleplexian of amount of hot dogs that could fit on the sun, possibly into infinity, because I don't know if their atoms would even survive getting close because of how weak they are and easily digestible they are. So we're going to go with somewhere around Googleplexian, Lexi. Lord Farquaad, can you pull up the next question?
I was watching a man being eaten by a whale. Hold on.
You're bad at this.
Okay.
All right. So the next question comes from Owens. He asked,
That's for me.
how can I grow a beard as marvelous as yours?
Yeah, that question's for me.
All right. Go for it.
So the trick is, you really just gotta, and it'll come out. The beard.
I thought you were talking about poop for a second. I would also recommend a daily shampoo, conditioning, and shaving of the area until your hair follicles start responding correctly. Lord Farquaad, can we get the next question? Oh, God. Robert asks, how do I feel about butt stuff? It's okay. I rate it 7 out of 10. Probably would do again later down in the road. I feel like this question is... But you're not going to participate in this question, Lord Farquaad II. This is not good. It can get messy, so watch out for that. It's also really smelly. Lord Farquaad, can we have the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, this one comes from Aisha. She says, Ceegay, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in someone else's home? If not in a home, then in any other public establishment. There was a really awkward time, and this has actually happened more than once. It was in a public establishment, because I don't see very many weird things in homes. But I went into the Westfield Mall, into a Starbucks bathroom, and I was 13 at the time, and I forgot to lock the door. And this guy walks into a one-person bathroom to see me pooping. That was not a good time. I made him scream. He actually did scream. And to make it even better, it happened again a week later in a public library restroom. So that's probably one of the weirdest things other people have seen in a public establishment, but I seem to be setting the bar there, not looking at the bar. Lord Farquaad, can we get the next question, please? Thank you. Moon asks, why is CJ so Ceegay? Now, see, Ceegay is more of a title. It doesn't actually imply homosexuality. In fact, it implies a stature of power, in some cases. Most people go by my official title, Lord Ceegay, but just Ceegay is normally fine. Okay, we're going to the next question. No, go back. That's a good one. All right, so Max asks, what are your thoughts on the British rapper Zubby identifying as a girl, breaking the woman's deadlift record, and then changing back to identifying as a guy? That was actually a really good question, I'm not going to lie. I think that's crazy, and women should be absolutely insulted. There you have it. Women are currently insulted. Actually, what are your thoughts on this, Lord Farquaad II, being a woman yourself?
I have no clue what any of that means. Also, you just pointed the microphone at my nose, and I'd like to inform you that my nose does not talk. So.
I'd like to contradict that statement by saying, and back to your question, Max. It's absolutely terrible. I think all women should be insulted by this, and all transgenders should be insulted by this. That man, what he did was clearly dirty, no matter what you are. Even if you're transgender, if you're a woman, even if you...
There's a special guest.
It's not okay. And it's all good if they want to go out and change their gender and stuff, but when they're doing it to like actively mess with an established sport, that's where some regulations got to be in place, especially for the sport. You look like you got to say something, Lord Farquaad. What's up?
We have a special guest.
All right, so we're going to be taking a break from the questions to interview our very special guest. We have the ever faithful companion, the chocolate axe, Freya. Say hi, everybody, to Freya. Excellent. Thank you so much, Freya. Now, I just have to ask you one question. Why are you so cool? Oh, all right. Our special guest appears to be needing to go. So our next question is going to go to Nico. The question is, thoughts on Thoughts and Oscar Wilde, Lord of the Thoughts? My thoughts on thoughts. I think we should eradicate all thoughts. They should never exist. They are very mean. And I would never recommend.
Need help.
All right. It appears Lord Farquaad II is running into some technical difficulties. I would never recommend ever getting into a relationship with one because...
With a Lord Farquaad?
No, with a thought.
Oh, good, because I'm single.
Exactly. Because you're a thought. No, I'm just... But...
How'd you know?
They'll just... I assume they'll probably just use you as a thought do.
Oh my gosh, it's in my hair.
Now, I know there's two different standpoints on this. There's, if she breathes, she's a thought. And then there's all women are queens. Go ahead, my humble viewers, tell me which side you're on. Thank you, Lord Farquaad II. That was very enlightening. Are you side, if she breathes, she's a thought? Or are you side, all women are queens? Now, to the second question, Oscar Wilde, Lord of the Thoughts. Thank you, Lord Farquaad. She actually sent me everything about Oscar Wilde, Lord of the Thoughts. One of my most favorite things was, he reverted to Catholicism for the aesthetic. In today's day and age, Catholicism is not an aesthetic. Actually, it's currently Friday, the beginning of the Lenten season. We're currently not eating meat, and I have abstained from all drinks that are not carbonated water, and milk.
Same, except mine's just water, period. I cannot drink anything but water. Also, my ear doesn't talk, neither does my cheekbone.
Let's see, Ella has... Lord Farquaad II has taken it a step further. I need my calcium for my bones, so milk and carbonated water. Because I'm currently addicted to soda. It is a legitimate addiction, and I'm trying to stop that. Anyway, back to Oscar Wilde. He threatens to shoot the very angry father of his lover on sight. That's a big ball move. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's. Oh my god. Go Bray, run. Okay. Go Bray. All right, one of our co-hosts has escaped, and Lord Farquaad II has chased after them. Oscar Wilde, cool guy. I like his books. I've read a couple. Really cool guy. We're going to some of our last questions here. We're going back to the top. All right. So Jane asks, can we get a life update? Anything new with you?
Ooh.
We're gonna start with Lord Farquaad. What's your life update?
My life is up to no good. Just kidding. I'm actually doing really good. Kinda. I'm about to get kicked from my Florida virtual school class, and I had a dream where I took one for fun because that's logical, and then I got kicked out, and then I couldn't take driver's ed, and I was never able to drive a car.
No! You broke it.
Ew, that laugh was scary. Don't post that.
It's all in one video.
No!
All right. Thank you, Lord Farquaad II, for that beautiful update. Let's see. What have I been up to, Lord Farquaad?
You've been ignoring every group chat you're in, sir. We need memes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a memester do you think I am?
Currently, 0.
And if I were to get back in the chats?
10.
Out of what?
5.
Wow. It appears I need to be getting back into group chats to obtain my memester status. I can definitely see myself getting back into group chats, especially considering I just had my last day of classes. Can we get a round of applause, please?
Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Too many chips.
Thank you, Lord Farquaad. But to finish up the life update, it's been going really well. Currently single.
Who, me? Yeah, I am. So hit me up.
And
Just kidding. Don't.
having a good time. About to go on spring break. Saturday, I've got the SATs and USF convention. I'm going to go play in the Magic the Gathering Commander tournament. If you guys show up, let me know. I'll be there. Probably kicking some butt. But things have been going really well. Thank you so much for that question, Jane. That was nice.
I can answer this.
Okay. Next question comes from James. Is your delegation leader, this is a youth and government question, even cool if he isn't a hardcore Fortnite gamer? First off, before I pass this off to Lord Farquaad II, I'd like to say our delegation leader is a woman.
Yeah.
She's really cool, and she hates Fortnite. So that should answer that part. And what do you have to say, Lord Farquaad II?
Also, James, I know you love Starbucks, but our delegation leader is cool, and she despises Starbucks, so too bad for you. Just kidding. She's cooler than you! Ha ha ha! Just kidding. I don't know.
That was pretty aggressive there, Lord Farquaad.
Just kidding, James. Where's my echo?
This is hard. I can't do it. You do it.
Just kidding, James. You're pretty cool. Don't be mad at me.
You know which James this is, right?
Yeah,
You've met James again?
the one that rode on our bus. That's the right
No.
one, right?
No.
Hold on. Yeah, the one that...
No.
Yeah. Wait, I thought that was his last name. Yes.
No.
This one. Look.
No.
Yes.
I know which James you're talking about. This is not that James.
Take that all out.
No.
Please. Oh, wait, are you sure that's not the same James?
I'm positive you don't know this James.
Wait.
James, I'm so sorry. This is terrible.
I thought it was... Oh.
All right. So that appears to wrap it up for our last question. Lord Farquaad, do you have anything to add before we wrap up this episode of the Ceegay Show?
Oh, yeah, that's a different last name. Wrong, James. Sorry. I don't know who you are. Don't talk to me.
All right, thank you, Lord Farquaad II. That was supposed to wrap up the show.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you actually want to wrap up the show?
Sure.
Okay. Here you go.
See you losers later.
I'd like to just confirm that you guys are not losers.
Yes, you are.
I've just been informed that you're all losers. I'm very sorry for all of your losses. It's very unfortunate.
That means you're lame.
Lord Farquaad, I'm this close to firing you. You cannot call our fans that.
My cheek does not talk.
Shut up! All right, that's going to do it for this
have
episode of the
bangs
Ceegay.
now.
Shut up! That's going to do it for this episode of the Ceegay
I'm
Show.
taking over the show. It's the
If you guys
Ella
have anything
show
else you'd
now.
like to add, any suggestions for the show, the direction it's going, I really like the direction it's going. I like getting the questions. I'm looking to do this maybe once a week. We'll get Ella and we'll Lord Farquaad II.
Excuse.
I'm sorry. And we're going to be, again, keeping it up now that I found the microphone. Thanks again for the reminder, Kelsey. I ran into you at HCC. I appreciate that. For all my faithful viewers, I very much appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you again here on the Ceegay Show. If you ever have a question that could go on the Ceegay Show, please ask it. Thank you very much. And I will see you all later. Have a great week.